Howdy.
Look how nice you look on this father. Happy Father's Day, Tom.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you. You must be really happy with your daughter just having that graduation.
Oh,
Amazing.
it's just you're on tricycles to
Yeah.
graduation stages, and she was so well spoken and so
Uh,
complimentary. Because the mama and myself are not together, which is
yeah,
for any young girl, young person, that's surely a stress in their life in some way.
yeah, yeah.
um, but she handled it with such poise about these are my
Mm.
two parts, and it was just so wonderful, and it was great. It was like being in a movie, literally, Tom.
Yeah. I could see, I could get the vibe, it was just joyous, joyous, joyous.
Very beautiful. So
Amazing.
we're very fortunate, and it couldn't happen at a better timing because things are starting to kick off for us. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's all a destiny in the making. How are you? Are you a father too? You're a father.
No, I'm not a father. I have godchildren, and I have nephews and nieces, but
Yeah.
I I wind them up and give them back. They like me because I'm the kind of the mad uncle, or the one they can share creative projects with, or I can. They say, "Don't tell mum and dad," but really, I want to be a filmmaker, And
Right.
then we
Right.
get on my software, and they
Yeah.
go, "Wow, amazing," So
No.
I have a great privilege in that respect.
Yeah.
I get on well with children, but it is in that creative way. I very seldom have to discipline them and stuff.
Well, you've made your life fully creative, which means
Yeah,
every experience is your child. Hmm.
yeah. And people say, I mean, the one thing it's funny. Someone asked me to write an article about it for a paper, and they said, "What do you regret about not having any children?" And there's something parents always say, "I didn't realize I could feel this depth of love until I
Yeah.
had a child," which I completely understand.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, Dawn and I were in South Africa on New Year's. We've been at a party at New Year's. We climbed up this kind of mountain ridge in the morning to watch the sunrise, and we sang a harmony song to the sun. It's about the sun in Africa. And I thought, do you know what? If we had kids, they'd probably be going, "Oh, I'm hungry."
Yeah. Yeah. They would be doing that.
so
You're
so
right.
so I don't feel that love. However,
Yeah.
I don't feel denied of a kind of refined love in the world because I see it in all sorts of places.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, it makes sense. And the thing is, for some people, and I'll include myself on this, it took me having children to learn true love.
Yeah,
For me, I grew up
yeah,
around, and we all grew up in different ways. But after I had my relationship with my daughters, nurturing them for the first 7 years of their lives and protecting them from bumps and hard corners, it
yeah,
taught me that that I was not as self-centered as I thought I was.
yeah,
And it was so it took me this sort of experience that got
yeah,
me. But if you're naturally inclined as a nurturer, which you clearly are,
yeah.
um it's a whole different box of rocks. So you
Yeah,
know
that it's true because when I teach in schools, all those kids are mine.
yeah.
And it was James Baldwin who said there's quite a famous quote. He said, "If you don't live in a world thinking all the children are your responsibility," he said, "I think there might be something wrong with you." And
Yes.
for now, for our age, and with everything that's going on in the world, if only we all grew up thinking, yeah, all the children, what I do today should benefit everybody rather than just benefit me and my friends. You don't want that.
Yeah, of course. Hey, you know what, Tom? I want you to meet somebody very cool.
Okay.
This is IPC. Tazo Yamaguchi. He is an
Hi,
illustrator.
Tazo.
He's a monster creator. But the two of you blending forces would be through the roof. He's so creative. He's a spoken word artist, a playwright of just so many skill sets. But he's published books, children's books of really kind of good for adults too. I'm really interested in that prospect of him as well. And he's got you know, if you take like Fraggle Rock and you know, the New Zoo Review of Kids when we were younger, these combined, he's creation artists. I'll let him introduce himself, but he's a popologist. He's been spearheading the popologist.org front for all those rock band, you know, IPC. We have to do one on Scritti Politti because in all this is
just tell me what IPC is.
There's IPC. IPC stands for I paint creatures.
I paint
creatures. Can you hear me? IPC?
Yep.
There you go. I never saw you without a hat on, my brother.
It's me or him, yeah.
Yeah. No, so okay, so do you want to introduce yourself, IPC, to Tom Morley? He is the one of the founding members of one of the coolest rock bands, in my opinion, alternative rock pop bands called Scritti Politti. He's worked with you know, greats like David Bowie and you know, just Madness, great bands.
Yeah,
he's legendary in his work, and now he also supports large corporations as a public speaker and drummer to get them out of their own way, if you want to say it that way. But very creative. Go ahead. You want to introduce yourself? You're going to do that again.
Okay. Well, let me. I generally work backwards because if I start at the beginning, we're going to be here for about 2 hours. So right now, I'm living in Cambridge. I haven't been here that long. I've lived a lot of the time in London, New York, and my most recent gig was with 100 people in Birmingham, business people, where my job was to get them out of their comfort zone. So I took my 100 drums. We all played in the afternoon. I taught them some African rhythms, but this was new for me. In the evening, they booked a nightclub, and we set up the drums with a big sort of nightclub background, and we played songs, rather than African music, we played songs they knew that they'd voted for, like British pop songs like Wonderwall from Oasis and stuff. And they all played along with that. But what was so brilliant, I became this orchestrator live on stage. I was right in the middle of them. I wasn't kind of looking at them like a conductor. I was with them. But somehow they tuned into me in the afternoon in the teaching session. So I was able to just almost think, right, we should all stop now before the chorus, and then we should come slamming in again on the chorus. And it was like I was conducting them with my mind. It was just wild. We were so tuned in, and we had all these lights at us. And for them, I tell you, a number of them said, I've worked in this company, I've worked in other companies. That is the best day at work ever from any of them, because they felt like they were at Wembley Stadium or something, or for you, it'd be Madison Square Garden. You know, it's like we were kind of, but we were on fire, I'll tell you. So that is my job to then, and whatever the company does, the reason I do it is I think if I open up them to their own creativity and their own hearts, and I can say it to you because you understand their spirituality, then they're just going to make better decisions for the world, whatever they do. I mean, they can't go and say, I'll go and be more evil now, can they? After something like that. So,
you'd be surprised.
Well, let's not talk about that online.
Real talk. IPC, you want to introduce yourself to Tom? We'll get more formal with our thing. We get a little more people here. I'm going to post on Facebook to remind people. But go ahead.
What would you like to know, Tom? Because Joe pretty much said who I am. So
What did you do yesterday?
what did I do yesterday?
That's what I'd like to know. Yeah.
I wrote 2 screenplays. I wrote a handful of poems.
There
I
you
did
go.
a whole bunch of acrylic paintings, and I worked on my archive.
Well, there you go. Yeah, that's all I need to know. But you don't have to tell me from kind of school upwards. I know that I know the whole story now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good to meet you, Tom.
Yeah, good to meet you. Good to meet you. And who's this, I wonder?
Oh.
Huh? You're not on, Diana.
Go ahead. I'm going to mute my.
Great to see you.
Hi, Tom. It's
Hi,
Diana.
Diana.
How are you,
okay.
sir? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. I know we've
Yeah.
spoken, but
Yeah,
here
nice
we
to
all
meet
are.
you. Yes. Hi, IPC.
That's Diana. That's my lovely half, gentlemen. And you're gonna, yeah, we're in close. Mute yourself.
Okay, you've got some sound thing. It might be. Are you in the same place, Joe?
Yeah,
Joe?
we are.
Joe Marie?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
one has to mute or.
Yeah, sure. Got it.
So Diana, it should work if you have your headphones. Do you hear me right now in the headphones?
Yes.
Right. So we'll figure it out. You want to do the intro, Diana, and then I'll mute myself. But you're gonna have to turn the volume up and hear yourself. These technical details. Well, look at this. Wait, it's 1:50. Oh, we still got 8 minutes. We got
Okay,
8 minutes.
just for our kind of integrity as a team, is it
Yeah.
possible, Diana, for you to change the name? Because you come up as Joe Ray, and we've got 2 Joe Rays.
Yeah,
You can. I think you can do it in the top right corner. Okay, I'm just going to put comments on.
How's that?
There you go. Yeah, cool.
Look at that. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
And also, Joe, it's probably, if we need to share our screens, it's probably a good idea to make me a co-host.
Yes, we can do that. I do got your other video poised.
Okay, great.
But I will definitely see.
This is good. Let's have a quick look, just see how this plays, because I only
it's
made
it?
it.
Oh, I love it.
I only made it yesterday.
Yeah, hold on, and let's see. Somebody's texting. Oh, I'll be back and flashing up my workout. I'm finishing up my workout. Okay, there you go.
Oh,
all right,
there you go.
so here we go. I'm gonna play this just so you see it.
Feeling free.
Do you hear the song? Hold on.
I think you might have to change. No, Joe, you got to change your settings to because it's just coming through in a very jerky way.
The settings.
Yeah, you should be able to change the settings in sound.
Got it. Okay. So
in audio, have a look around.
Yeah.
Enable it all for musical.
Yeah. Okay.
Broadcast. There should be an advanced
system built in and out. Test speaker, switch iPhone. Leave computer audio. That would be that.
Let's see what happens now. There's nothing worse than playing it and it looks great in your own home, but everybody else is like they're kind of having a migraine.
Can you hear me?
No. Oh yeah, I can hear you, but there's no video. Yeah.
All right, let's try this again.
Yeah. No, it's still very jerky.
Okay, audio. Let's see. So it'd be okay, select a microphone. Same as built-in microphone, internal microphone.
Yeah, that's what you want, but there should be some music settings.
Yeah.
Let me have
Select
a
a
look.
speaker, same as system,
Yeah,
in output, internal speaker. This is built-in output, internal speakers. Same
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Hold on, let me just try one more. And
Let me
then
just- at the bottom, let me see. Audio
this is
setting.
test speaker and microphone. Switch to phone audio. No, leave computer audio. That would be leave.
Okay, look, at the bottom, right at the bottom of that menu,
Yeah,
there's something that says audio settings.
yeah. Okay, I'm in that.
Oh, you
Okay,
clicked on that, okay.
mute my mic.
Spatial audio.
Play sound when muting and unmuting mic. Audible only to you. No sync buttons.
Okay, so under the microphone bit, there's audio profile. There's Zoom background noise removal. Don't worry about that. Personal, maybe original sound for musicians we want on.
Zoom background noise removal, original sound for musicians. Recommend studio environments. High fidelity music mode. I'm going to collect high fidelity because we want that. Stereo audio. Let's see. Live performance audio recommended from no. Ringtone, no meeting. Mute my mic when joining. No, play sound when muting. Okay, let's just try this. Let's see if I got
Let's try that one.
Okay, and here we go.
No, still not that. I mean, the others will be able to hear this as well.
Did it work?
No, what I tell you what, why don't you try it from being online? So share your screen.
I am sharing my screen.
Yeah, but share your screen from YouTube or something. Just I know it sounds like I'm being fussy, but there's no point in
let me see, but where would it be on YouTube then? Hold on.
Oh, I don't know if you've got it on Facebook.
In Facebook. Let me go to my Facebook.
I wonder whether you try playing it from Facebook.
Or I have LinkedIn here. Let me see.
Or LinkedIn.
Feel it fresh. You hear it?
It's still very broken up.
It's broken up?
Yeah.
So it's the same result. Okay.
Yeah, same result.
So hold on, I gotta try. We're gonna get this. Audio settings, leave computer audio. That's what it should be. Leave computer audio. That means
USB. Oh. Okay, well, the pictures were smoother, but there was no sound.
did it work?
Well, the pictures were smoother, but there was no sound. Maybe, I don't know. Well, maybe we should begin the thing because are people coming in now? Is anyone trying to get in?
And you don't hear. Okay.
Just tiny bits of it.
Yeah, that's too bad. I don't know why this isn't. I've done this before a million times. Is there more people?
Oh, really? Have you done it before? Okay.
Yeah, I have only turned on my audio to Pick
Yeah.
up. Leave, switch to iPhone, test speaker and microphone, built-in output, internal speakers. Then it says same as system, built-in output, internal
Yeah.
speakers. And I mean, it's the same deal.
Same thing. I wonder with you and Diana, are you sharing the same
No.
Wi-Fi? No.
Oh, the same Wi-Fi? Yeah. We definitely do that. But there's nothing we can do about that. We live in the same place.
Yeah, sure. We'll just check in. Do you want to try my, my show reel on YouTube? Let's just
Yeah,
see
do
if
you
that-
want to? Well, I wanted to start with an intro.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Um,
I just wanted to see if that played because there's no point in trying to play that if it doesn't work. When people are here, especially if they're here
Would
for
it be,
advice.
if you want to share on your side? Might be easier for you to share on your side because then your audio settings might be right.
I could try it.
All you do is to try share. It's going to send me a request.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on a sec.
We got Jay Jerome here.
Yeah. Great.
I think Dan's joining. Do you want to share your screen? Did you have a request to share?
Hold
Tom?
on. Yeah, I'm just getting my website up just so.
Hi, Tom. Dan.
Oh,
Dan, have you met Tom Morley?
Tom, I think we met briefly for a second
Yeah.
on one of our
Yeah.
calls.
yeah.
But very,
Dan,
very.
you got a filter on.
No.
You're looking like a young guy today.
Well, thank you. But listen, I had to join my partner as much as we got a lot of different lifestyles going on, but this is so important for what we're doing, and the world needs to see that the talent of everybody is exceptional. And this is why this platform is worth it.
That's right.
Hey.
Real talk. Thanks for being here, brother. We're all pops.
Yep.
The extra pop in, we put the snap crackle in the pop.
Now, I may be on for a small window because I have a big entourage of people
Sure.
outside doing
Yeah.
other things, celebrating, trying to, do stuff for the Father's Day thing. But I had to join and,
Oh, yeah.
just watching our journey is exciting. We'll
Fair
talk
enough.
a little about it.
Well, here we go. Let's share just an intro first. You might get some of the music. Then we're going to go to Tom Morley's intro. Or let's just get through this first little. Dan, do you remember how to play audio for the audio story? Like, so that make sure that the audio comes through that you hear.
Yeah. So you have to click at the bottom where the three little dots are.
That says audio. Oh, this is more. Yeah.
Yeah, click on that, and then it says share the audio, and then it'll tell you if you want it in stereo.
Oh, share computer sound. Bingo. That's it. We got it, Tom. We
All right.
got
Great.
it. Share computer sound is on. Bingo. Okay. So this confirming you can hear this. We are officially starting our Popology.
Feeling free. Popology, feeling free.
Are y'all hearing this?
Oh yeah.
Love it.
You and me.
Made by Tom Morley.
Popology. Popology by the sea. Popology on TV. Oh yeah, you and me. Popology. Popology.
Love that. Oh, now that's working.
Well, I love that.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Ain't that cool?
Yeah, that's
Thank
hot. That's
Tom,
hot.
you really got this AI stuff, man. You might be the eldest of all of us, and you're really driving that
Yeah, that's
AI
right.
in the most futuristic way.
Well,
Wow.
I'll tell you what, I'm 70 years old. I've been dreaming since I was 15 that technology would be able to do this. So I've had to wait 55 years. But it was worth the wait,
So we're going to do an intro of Tom, but because Dan is on his Father's Day as well, I wanted him
Yeah.
to introduce himself. And we got Jerome. Very nice to meet you. Can't wait to
Yeah.
hear what you're about, who you're about, how we can help. Dan, go ahead.
I guess I would say, hey, I am an entrepreneurial spirit. My name is Dan Rush. I am a CEO of a company called Pay-Per-View Live Events, and I am the co-founder partnering of Popology with Joe. So I would call myself the second Popologist. Joe and I are, you know, we got together to really think about a platform of what accepts people and changes the dynamics of how people want to express themselves, but then at the same time, give back to the world. And so, Joe has visionized this in a sense of thinking about this for years. And then it came to a point where he was like, Dan, people are not hearing me and they think I'm, not on my rocker, but I'm on my rocker. And I was like, of course I know you're on your rocker. And then it was like, but I was like, hey, listen, I know some tech that makes sense of how we could do this together. And eventually it will open up the eyes of people because look, the world is moving into streaming, the world is moving into gamification, and we got something here. So let's get together and figure out a way to do this and make the naysayers shut up. And so that it took us a while to get to this point, and we were able to, go through our own, personal turmoils of partnership and think about stuff. And it's really about respect because there's a vision first, and then you have to accept that vision. And if you have skill set to address it, to take it to another level, that's what a partnership is. And so that's where we became partners in building Popology networks, and then it's still moving forward. So Joe has a large Rolodex of, unique friends, and I do as well. And we always kept saying we're going to bring them back into the fold once we get something that's concrete. And it took a minute, and now we can actually see the fruit blossoming from all of the labor that's been put in it. It's still a lot of work that needs to be done. It's a lot of challenges, but when you respect the dream and respect the individuals, because remember, everybody has their own lifestyle, their own things that are going on that's important to them. But if you care enough to believe in and stay with the mission will happen. And that's what I've been part of. So ultimately, I think we're about to take this into a whole new realm of 2026 where everyone is now an influencer who wants to be recognized and earn from their own data because they realize they've been being, robbed to a degree. And we figured out a way to open that door to make them be recognized and make them have their personality be checked and recognized throughout the industries and no matter what they're doing. So we have this opportunity. So I wanted to chime in today, even it's Father's Day, but I had to do this just to chime in and say, hey, I'm here. The world, we're ready to bring something exciting to you. And we hope you're ready for it because I think you're gonna love it. And that's Popology. Joe?
So thank Dan. That's awesome. So if any of you seen the new Mission Impossible to really connect it to Popology, Dan is Vin Rames, not just for the for his the African American descent, but the beautiful complexion, but it's also the technological prowess of where we're going here. That we do have a mission that's going to be probable from impossible, in that media overall is a wild horse. If you add pop culture to it, the definition of popular, the measurement of all the things that move society, create society, we're very much at a disadvantage in the lack of education of what is possible, what is really probable in the area of things like fair use doctrine. How do you embrace AI to benefit your real voice, your message, your concepts? How to team up with a bunch of people that you've never met and build something that is everlasting. The thing I love, again, another reference from Mission Impossible, we're here to affect the lives of the people we'll never meet and make everyone in the world, I believe we can do that. I know we can do this. And especially with, and I want to introduce Diana, my wife. We're on mute on her side because we have reverb we're so close together. We got reverb. That's Diana. She's the rock. And She really helped us get our launch investment going. And Dan
Yep.
has attracted an A-list team of CEO, lawyer, IP. So we've got a lot of good things signatured. And then from my fandom of meeting, well, we got Tazo here, IPC, who's leading up our popologist.org portal, who also is a creative director himself, creating illustrations and books and great concepts we'll introduce from him and how we can support him. And we have Tom Morley, who is, again, this sounds really corny. I'm a super 80s kid, but I'm a fanboy of really good bands. One of which Diana and I met in high school was this band we heard of called Scritti Politti. And we would sing I Got a Perfect
Yeah.
Way. And well, Tom Morley is a founder of that band. And his incredible experience of working with rock stars and working with large corporations, creating voice of passion and creativity. I probably would like to introduce your promo, if that's okay, Tom.
Yeah.
And
if
then
you-
we'll go
yeah,
right to your voice here, guys.
Yeah, it'll probably run all right from your system now. You've changed.
Yeah.
That
So
sound,
here we go. Let me just show you this so you see a little bit of what Tom's about to keep this high vibration creativity happening. Here we go. Let's see, this should be playing. And here we go.
Team building is great on the day, but how do you make that creative energy sustainable? With decades of experience, starting on stage with the 80s band Scritti Politti, our next speaker travels the world setting up business grooves that become company culture. Today, he is aiming to remix the message of our event, that he's going to strip out the treble, our doubts and fears, and boost the bass, which is our values. The question then is, will we dance to it? Looking at your faces right now, I'd have to say, he is a very brave man. Let's welcome to the stage Mr. Tom Morley.
So we couldn't have a better Pied Piper. Look, they showed Boy George right after that.
Is back pain
Oh,
killing your
great.
workouts? If you're active with
Oh.
wrestling, this free guide might be the most important thing you download this year. Because when you're used to pushing your body and suddenly you can't lift, run, train, or
Are
even
we
play
that
with your
old?
kids
They're
without worrying
promoting
about your
that?
back
What's that?
flaring up,
Hold
it's
on.
the
There we go. All right.
Yeah, cool.
There you go.
Yeah, well, it looks
That
like
was
I have
exciting.
it looks like I have a lot of fun, doesn't it, in my life?
Yeah, absolutely. I
How
want,
that-
I
Good
want.
have fun.
The music was right in the pocket. I could hear that,
That-
click.
that
I'm like,
hat is
okay,
right there.
all right.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know
Love
what? I can give you a tip. If you want to use, maybe I shouldn't say this on air. No, if you want to use a song that you really love, but you don't want to go through the royalty thing of YouTube cutting it out in certain territories, find a
Yep.
really good live version. That's the real band, I think, in Vegas, and just take that recording, because the algorithm won't recognize it. The algorithm will only recognize the original. It won't recognize.
I
It-
hear you. I hear you.
So you can also pay for a karaoke version, which are often quite good. You can use that royalty free, but I wanted proper Love Train.
Tom, can I give you some more good news?
Yeah, go on.
Now that you're a popologist,
Yeah.
you can use the studio version. You're
Uh,
a teacher.
there you go.
You're an
It's-
educator. That Popology is literally patented and trademarked for media literacy and literally automated fair use doctrine, giving digital rights guidance and, more importantly, ledgering to the blockchain. But as a reporter, you're a popologist that's educating on life, liberty, and the pursuit of successful art forms.
Yeah, fantastic. I like it. I like this platform better and better. I mean, I liked it when I first saw the first graphic with you looking like a kind of space age cowboy. I thought,
Yeah,
I thought I like this guy. I like the graphics. But to be honest, I thought, I wonder if there's anything there, you know. And the more I looked into it, as you said, Dan, it's just you're at the. I say the groove is found at the crossroads of discipline, surrender, and mischief. And there's very few people understand that, because flow, according to Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who wrote the book on flow, says found at the intersection of discipline and surrender. And I thought, do you know what? There's something missing, especially coming from the pop world and being a hat wearer like Joe. What is it? It's mischief. You know, we need mischief. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
the great
I
and
get that. I understand what you're saying there. I get that.
so you lot, you're, you know, discipline, surrender, and mischief. We're at that intersection, and I'm not surprised you got finance, because anybody who really wants to be, you know, kind of plugged into where we are now, and as you said, 2026, you've got to have those three, and I think you've got them. You've got the finance, you've got the tech, and you're gradually building the community, which is a way that a community is sustainable if you build it gradually. People will come
And
and go.
that's a good point, Tom. What I used to realize this about music too, and this is why I know about our platform. Like, you're gonna have naysayers, and then you're gonna have people who want to be totally amazed with it. So, like, when
Yeah.
it comes to music, you can have a song that 5 million people love, and then another 5 million people don't like it. But it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It reaches the scale of, a broadness where people is out there. And once we're out there, it's going to change. I think people will, gravitate to what we're doing. And then it's just going to turn us into this, megatron of certain things that we're just going to come, and then we're going to be a magnet, and people are just going to start diving in to be part of this mission. And that's why I'm
Yeah.
excited about this.
It's great. And I think that curation of this TED Talk, this song, this thing that I wrote from newspaper, all that, that curation, I think is what, it's bang on as far as what we need, because we're all overwhelmed by the rabbit holes we can go down. And what I hadn't thought of it like this. It's a personalized rabbit hole, and as Alice is falling down that rabbit hole, she opens some cupboards, she meets some characters, she even has time to take something out of one cupboard, fall a bit further, and put it back on the shelf. I mean, that's what you've done. You've given us a personalized rabbit hole that we have time to concentrate on certain things and leave other things, because you're doing a service to an overwhelmed world.
Well, the mixed soup of pop culture is about remixing, is about borrowing from one culture, bringing it to another, how you reinterpret, how we re-envision, and at the same time give tribute to original copyright, but adding to the liberty of free speech. And so having a UI is our focus to allow this to happen, at least at the spawn point, to bring commerce to people, to do this a lot easier, and not have so many tripwires from licensing issues and support systems as well. I wanted to say real quick, IPC, send me a link of a video we can introduce you, your preference. I've got your channel up, but I don't know which is the best one to just do introduce of you. But and while that's happening, I was going to ask Jerome. We got Bernie here too. But Jerome, can you want to introduce yourself, and we can kind of, since you're the new face, we can kind of target how we can support you, who you are, where you come from. Maybe these guys know you, but I mean, I'm happy to see a new face, and it's exciting that you look like you're a smart guy that took a shower this morning. So
one of the two. one of the
Yeah.
two. Yeah, I'm from Boise, Idaho, and I I talk to you off and on, maybe I don't know, once every 6 months or so,
Uh-huh.
just because I like to see your progress, and I've done a lot of stuff in IP. So I just kind of been watching, and
Yep.
by trade, I'm a startup developer on the
I
funding
remember you.
side. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I help people get their funding, and just watching you did it all yourself. So it was pretty cool to see it, and the IP you put together. Just every time I see what you're doing, I'm like, wow, he's getting it without any help. I mean, I'm sure you had help, but
Oh, yeah, the team, we've got an incredible, and it's an open team. We like to say there's a lot of pie, Jerome, in Popology. There's things we haven't even tapped into yet because we've created a language of our own, if you will, within a system to navigate the waters of internet broadcasting network, empowering NFTs and blockchain ledgering and data data stakeholding. We invented some terms we call popcast peer streaming, right? Which is really, streaming media, but with underwriting attached by brands. The support of a whole breadth of people from the legal department. We've gotten lucky to have a CEO who used to work at Apple for 20 years. That's a big deal. That really made Dan and I look, and relevantly so, we look because we have a passion and care for the big picture here. But he really brought some like attention to us, saying, whoa, what's really going on here? And then I most recently brought on a COO who was a guy I worked with at Ridley Scott's office when I worked there as a production designer. And this guy was a producer for David Fincher, Propaganda Films, big production companies. Now he joined us as a COO. So, and his job is to help us onboard brands in the agency world with all the big agencies. So having a production A-lister in our team this way from where I used to belong is a great opportunity. So we do have lots of, so our foundation of what this is, to be honest with you, this is the core of Popology, which is the reaching out of for education support. And what's your take on popular? What's your take on culture? And what do you want to see in the world, and how can we support it? So
I think
what do
that's
you?
great.
How can we help? Or do you guys? You got another event you want to share with us? We're open to taking some more money.
Well, what I like to do is I like to, I guess you call it hybrid. So I like to find projects that work together, that either need funding or one can help the other one, that kind of thing. And right now I'm doing a lot of AI. So, of course, that fits into anything. I mean, I can't imagine any industry, even an ice cream stand or something, could use AI to increase sales or do a logo or something like that. So kind of delving into that a lot. We've done some stuff in film. It's not a big thing in Idaho, but Utah's doing pretty good in film. So between that hybrid.
What was the name of your app? I remember seeing it. We talked about it. I think it was what was the name of it? I forget. Don't you have an app for the project that was? I swear I was looking at it. Oh, you have an app up and running? You said you were a developer as well.
Well, we don't have one of our own, but we've helped other people develop theirs.
Okay.
I might have been showing you another client's app that was that was relevant. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, we have a feature for AI in our system that is we call it story arc algorithm. And that is as in curation, you curate a series of like say up to 76 tiles, and the AI module will rearrange it in up to there's like maybe 10 or 15 story arcs you could possibly have. Like every story in our lives probably bundled under three categories. You know what I mean? The hero, rich man, poor man, these different sort of crescendo trauma valleys, if you will. And our system will organize content based on a chosen story arc. while it also does a recognized rating system for digital rights management. So, and then the best part is the user, the curator, the popologist is doing what's called proof of work of ledgering this stuff to the blockchain. So therefore, they're doing digital rights management while they're actually doing their storytelling of curation for this temporary usage of the digital rights on the ecosystem, all under automated fair use doctrine. Something Spotify wishes it came up with. Well, Snoop Dogg wouldn't be trashing them if that was the case.
Yeah.
Right.
Not to
But
give
we're
away
always-
our secrets, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, Jerome, but we're always open to, you know, think about strategic partnerships for
Yeah.
opportunity for revenue sharing. So that's perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
Hey, Bernie, do you want to say hi? Bernie is our quality control, and he's also designing a piece of our metaverse, designing a 1,000 participant eco web mall for influencers to have their own custom shops in. I met Bernie back in 2001, before it was Popology was a tech concept. Met him in London. He was all about music, and he is super black, super dapper. I was gonna say super black. He's super dapper, super swag, and he's an architect by nature. So he liked this popology idea, and he was helping me track Madonna down at the time. The reason why I bring this up is because there's a little bit of a weird story of I brought a cocoon to London to present this to Madonna. I built this big cocoon, and I brought it on an airplane right after the 9/11 to get attention. And it was a briefcase for this concept. There's a movie about it. You'll see it. But Bernie noticed me in the streets. That's how we connected. And I'm asking him for directions. Bernie brought tribute to the cocoon in the web mall with a big cathedral dome that has a big cocoon top.
Mhm.
Bernie, am I right about that?
Yep, yeah, you're on point. Yeah, hi everyone, pleased to meet everyone. The ones who I know already. Hey guys.
Hello.
Yeah, so really my background here is architecture. I worked on lots of high-rise luxury apartment buildings in the Washington DC metropolitan area. And so when Joe and I reconnected over the years talking about the Popology vision, one of the things we talked about is how this could move into the metaverse and be an oracle for content creators. This whole concept could be an oracle. And so we could be like the all, using the word popular, we can be the all-knowing place for what's popular. And so being in the metaverse, we have so many things that we can do within the metaverse. And so I raised my, sorry about that, there's a truck going by. I raised my hand to really help assist in that, to build assets within the metaverse that, well, I would say custom assets that we can build in the metaverse that we conjure up as ideas of what we can do as far as doing land grabs and renting space within the metaverse. It's a thriving ecosystem that a lot of people are taking advantage of today. You may know of one in particular, which I deem the very first metaverse, is a company called Linden Labs out of San Francisco. They have a very popular daily traffic of maybe like 50 to 60,000 people on their daily. It's called Second Life. I don't know if anyone heard of it before. So we want to sort of like do a parallel sort of thing with that, with the Popology ecosystem. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I think you weren't here for the intro when Joe played my show reel, but I run
I did see it. Yes.
Oh, did you see it?
Yes.
So you'll have seen that I worked during COVID. Everyone said, how are you going to do team building? Because it requires you're in the same room, you're making eye contact, everybody's listening, they're in harmony, and everything was stripped away from me during COVID that I relied on. We weren't in the same room, we weren't in sync, and we were on mute. And so the whole basis of my business collapsed. However, I found if I played them music from my laptop, everybody would dance in their own spaces. And do you know what? It
Yes.
didn't matter that we were out of time, because we're all out of time at 120 beats per minute. So when one person might be doing that, another person would be doing that.
Yeah.
So curiously, the choreography was even more complex,
Yes.
but we were in the groove. And I said at the beginning, the groove's found at the crossroads of discipline, surrender, and mischief. And there was a real mischief to that, because I could say to them, go and look around the house, go and get a hat. And everyone would bring hats to the screen. Or I'd say, get something orange. And then, you know, some of them bring a beach ball, some of them bring, and the whole screen would go orange. And we were in this kind of crucible of experimentation. But when COVID was over, people didn't want to do that anymore. They wanted to go back to the conference center. However, they did say, if we can do that in sync, if the satellites speed up, you know, so we could be playing drums in London, drums in New York, and actually we're in time. When that happens, if it ever happens, some people say it's impossible, but when it happens, and if it could happen via Popology's expertise, let me tell you, the whole world of events will change, because
Yes.
the CFOs understood we are saving on accommodation, we're saving on travel, our carbon footprint's better if we can do this, you know, and you can do it in auditoriums. I've done one where from Cambridge, where we were linked up to different boardrooms around the world, and it worked, but we had to acknowledge we're out of time. I did it with dance. But if you can sort that out, and we could launch it from the Popology platform, so you be the pioneers and say, you know, we're working with Tom Morley. He's been dreaming of this for a long time. His dream is going to come true.
This is
Absolutely.
this is destiny beyond words.
Is that
Because so Popology started out of ungrounded grandiosity.
right?
Dan brought some groundedness to it. My wife brought love to it, and obviously we're now in a direction of doability.
Yeah.
The original concept, and is still there again, because education is sort of a mascot of noble intention. The background plan, full throttled, trademarked and everything. We call it global inner peace. I am not a guru. I don't claim to be one. I like to say I'm the first pop messiah. Okay, actually Jesus was, but that, you know, that's just, you know, my view on that. But the pop messiah term is very sexy. And I think that it's a concept of anybody who carries their cross of creativity. We all know the bearing of that. Whatever that is, however, even if it's being a father, it's being an entrepreneur, people naysay you, they tell you, they whip you with their tongue, they take away from your opportunity, and you got to still keep going along. So that's where that drama story comes from. But the global inner peace idea is literally a term that scientizes world peace. We've heard that in the 70s and the 60s. Well, global inner peace is what it is. There's no misnomer there. The world is at peace. It's the people that have the issue. So global inner peace, the inner and the outer constructs of you know. Now I can expand on this, but I want to talk about your issue about this unification, specifically with something that you're excellent at, Tom, that is sound, right? So I've theorized this idea that once we make this Popology as a platform and combining all of these social medias and big tech world with brand support, all cohesively as an institution, scale collaboration, the plausibility of a new word that can unify the planet in all languages and through this harmonics. Every New Year's Eve we say Happy New Year at 12 o'clock in our respective little 3-hour zone. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what happens if you make that a 24-hour on point promoted asset supporting the people. And guess what they say at that time? You can't say Om, unfortunately. You can't say love, because love is amore. It's this. I'm talking synergistic terminology. The same, the reason why I say we can't say Om is because there's some people that would have issues with the religious context of that or the spiritual context of that. So we need to ground it, if it's just opinions here, in something that is new, fresh, happy, and productive. With
Okay.
with an
Let me tell you what I've done in conference centers, in schools. I've been doing this for years. It's something I used to call it the humming exercise, because I would get people right at the beginning. If we were singing, who was scared, I'd say just make one sound, vowel sound. Could be
Yeah.
Bobby McFerrin kind of led this sort of thing, because if you do that with 200 people, the harmonies you get are incredible. You don't need
the Richard. It's
and
healing.
there's nothing spiritual in the word. I just say pick a vowel sound,
Sure.
and then as one finishes, someone else joins, and then someone kind of leads a bit, and then you get this swell, and then comes down.
Let's do this. Let's do.
All right.
Go ahead.
This is also a dream I've had for years, is to do that online, so anybody can join in anytime.
Right. And that's what we need to do to assemble harmonics, under this idea that we're all together, and have us hear ourselves.
Yeah.
To connect ourselves, to know each other. We really don't have a sense of this. And when you connect this type of harmonics together, just sound alone, we become a bonded ecosystem that was not only going to radiate and resonate and heal the earth and ourselves. The transformation is exponential. So
yeah,
you're going to do that, Tom.
All right. I would love it. And you know what? You could be out of the best night clubbing or something, and you come home and you go, oh, what should we do now to keep that vibe going? I know. Let's get onto Popology's Harmony Room. We can call it that, or the Harmony Studio. We join you in the studio, and you might have some people who just come from their daughter's wedding in Australia. You might have someone who's feeling depressed in Minnesota. Like, do you know what? When I feel depressed, I just go to the Popology Studio and I harmonize. And you can have pictures, you can have profiles, and it will go up and down. Sometimes you go to that studio and there'll be 10 people. Other times you'll go and there'll be 1,000 people. And like I said, it's a dream I've had for a long time. And I bet once you kick it off, it will never stop. It will only stop when electricity.
Well, see, that's the thing.
In the world anymore.
This is where grandiosity meets creativity. Tom, we were meant to be brothers. In this way, that technology enables this opportunity, and this is the type of stuff that we have to enforce our creativity to create something that makes us more aware of our opportunities and who we are, because there's so many systems that wearing against us that says you can't, or that it's too much. These ideas are like something that a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old would think of anyhow, but I don't know.
Yeah. And the thing about, just language-wise, the thing about grandiosity is there's two aspects of it. Grandiosity is the sort of criticism. People say, oh, it's grandiose, you're being grandiose. Another thing is you're being kind of respectfully creative with the technology that's available. So any creative will go, oh, what? There's AI now, or there's this, or there's that, or there's the internet. So it's nothing grandiose. It's just, do you know what I want to do for my community with 20 people? I can now do it with 100 people. There's nothing grandiose about that. It's just kind of doing your job.
Yeah.
It's honoring what's available. And any elder will tell you that. Elders say less in the community, but what they do is kind of provide, they keep the overview. Oh, I see. We can do this now. All
Interesting.
right.
That's a good take. I never heard it that way.
Mm.
So I'm going to remember that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I had one request. IPC, you're a very inspired word of mouth guy or man of words. Can you riff a little bit of your, like, you know, Matsu theology, any kind of your word? This man should be voiceovering great books, and he's got this like soulful, jazzy, powerful, you know, energy. And I just want people to sample a little piece of that, because you've been a very silent rock of popology for quite a long time, and I think he's going to be a real force of design for us, and he comes from working with the Industrial Light and Magic, being a creature designer way back, and now he's went off on his own. So can I give you the floor for a little bit to popologize and express yourself? You're still on mute. That's okay. He's unmuting.
Sure. I want to welcome you all to Popology. It's not a psychology. It's not an ideology. It's an enormous elixir to me. It's creating the ancient caverns of our conceptive beings, cultures that knew transparencies and transcendence required beyond demands of daily living, beyond the flesh's need to survive and feel secure and structure from natural elements. I believe this is the music that was birthed from the universe, spoken hearts of poets. First, it described the human instrument, the heartstrings of all our soul pulls music in the greatest and orchestrated nature, the ability to imagine already into the universe. I can reach right through the screen and see the popology dancing inside everyone's soul pool, splashing to the edges, tuned in the rhythms of our living heartbeats. It's the melody of the chanted cries and the gravitational pull of the laughter and the joy inside all of us to connect in harmony and rhythm and cadence and be a symphonic element of music that gives wings to the elevated poetry living inside every creature on this earth. It's lighted heavy. It's with the Messiah, Joe Ray, and Diana. It blows forward with the rush of all the portal and the tortic truths that difficult in all the highest alignments of the digest and the agriculture industrial world, too noisy to hear all the genuineness we all vibrate. All the music was first used in the minerals, and the poets employed rhythm, melody, and harmony to render the truth, and telling poems that were turntableable and breathable and and digestible, and moving through poems became an animated story. And this is where I go beyond Wonderland. I go way out past Oz, and I remind you that we are all our own wizards. We all create our own popology, our own aquatic algorithm that moves inside of us with water and sound. And these poems aren't just nursery rhymes. They're infused with rhythm. They carry making art together in a universal unity. Harmonies that are offered light through sound folk singers. They gave voice to hardships once hidden. And now we as popologists sing the universe, the you and I in the verse, the you and I in the verse, in the city and the university.
Wow.
Rock and roll, man. Yeah.
He just woke
Yeah.
up. He just woke up. No, IPC's been awake for a long time. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got a children's book that he should be narrating.
Tim, I want you and IPC to get together. I've mentioned him to you already. So IPC, Tim Bennett is a dear friend of mine who
rock and roll. Yeah.
Popology wouldn't be here, very much so. I'm going to say technically, Bernie, don't take it the wrong way, because Bernie goes way back to 2001, but Tim goes back to 96. And when I was doing commercials, Tim has been a producer of creative arts projects and high-end, does concerts, all kinds. And he also has written storybooks that are written for children and totally illustrated and doing quite well, actually. And he also was a rock, helping me fund the initial stages of Popology through Hook and High Water. And again, in a very supportive way, also partnering with Dan and myself. And so Tim Bennett is an extraordinary odd gentleman of just if I could sound like IPC, he is unique and explosive. He's got so many great. So the two of you need to value each other, because I could see you two expanding your talents collaborative wise. But Tim, do you want to like announce yourself here and say hi to the team here? And
Sure.
and I want you to meet
my
Tom
name's-
Morley too. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tim.
My name's Tim Bennett. I have been in mostly live entertainment for my whole life, from 25 seats to 25,000. Johnny Cash used to call me Notre Dame. And that's what I did for a living. What I've done for a life is serve the underdogs of the world. That's been my biggest thing and my biggest accomplishments in my mind and heart. Joe Ray and I have gone back a long way, man. And the first time he mentioned this, I was like, I'm in. I'm straight up in. Whatever I can do. And it's been beautiful ride so far. And I look forward to what comes to us next. And with Dan and Oscar and everybody, thank you for allowing me to be part of this. I truly appreciate it. Joe and Diana are saints in my book. They have led me through some tough times, and they never wavered. Not once, not one time did they waver. So I'm humbled and proud to be able to call them my friends. And that's all I have to say for now.
So, all right. Wow, guys. Well, hold on. It's my little girl calling me for Father's Day. Just let me put her on hold for a second. Hold on. Jasper.
Hi, Daddy. I'm kind of like, happy Father's Day, but I'm kind of in a
Okay.
situation at the airport where like I need I need a physical card.
Oh, you do?
And,
Oh,
like,
wow. Look at this, guys. This is a perfect gift for Father's Day. My little
Right
girl
on, man.
needs my credit card.
Yeah.
That means you got it. What do you need? Wait. If you're at the airport,
and then mommy will then tell you later back.
okay.
Like,
What now? What?
I can't get a hold of mommy right now.
Got it. But how are you going to get the How are you going to get the cash? Sorry, guys.
It's a card. So
You have a card. Gotcha. But I'm going to put
Yeah.
Venmo on the 230 so that you got that covered, so that you know you're not. Gotcha. Done. All right. You got it. All right. Love you.
I'll
Bye.
send you- can you do it, like, as quick as possible?
I'm going to do it now. Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye. That couldn't happen before, guys. I'm telling you. That is, you don't even know what that means to me.
Well, happy Father's Day, man, to
You all
any of
witnessed
you
that.
boys.
Thank
Any
you,
of you
Tim.
boys.
Yeah, none of this. Listen, we have a massive project ahead of us to really help this planet. And I truly mean this, that I care about people I have never met. We're all the same. We all want validation. We all want love. We all want to see our way to impact and be important to society. And we
Yeah.
do it. We've got the perfect word for it that represents all of us. Popology, I truly mean this, is we're just stewards of it. It belongs to all of us. You know, and it's the intellectual property lawyers kind of hate this, because like you got to be careful here. But it can belong to everyone. It should, because pop culture's been taken from the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, so I mean that, and I just am humbly excited and appreciate all of your attention, people, IPC, your backing support of the months and years that we've been talking about this, and where we're incrementally going up there. Guys, I want you to hear and see what IPC is working. He needs support in his IPC is a creature creator who has a movie script that is really about educating people through the art of creature creating. and these compassionate characters that sound just like him, and he scripts it all out. And he sounds that he's got a franchise waiting to be exploded. He's got dozens of books written already, animated quality, a couple of them produced. So it's just adding a little bit of grease to his foray that Popology is going to help produce as well. I just really, IPC, can you take should we be showing a clip of yours or something just to kind of give some merit to how we can help you?
Yeah, you got anything or?
Yeah, I got a short here we can start with just to entertain. Hold on. Is this it? Ra's Funky Tips. Hold on.
So groove it on through, take it on in. Be that ride, take that ride, be that ride. Funkify that vibration tribe of the creature crew. Woo! That unlimited possibilities, the opportunity to connect and create and move it all worldwide. Take it where it needs to go. Yeah, because I'm enjoying myself as it arrives. And I'm sitting at my tuning station, K Funky Free. Glad you tuned into your dive. Welcome, hola. Konnichiwa. So long. Ni hao. Woo!
Yeah.
Welcome down there, mate. How are you doing? Wow, we kicking it. What's happening, homegirl?
Here, let me grab another longer format, one more educational. Which one?
Hey, I have a recording studio that I live at and work at, and we just finished working with the Brooks and Dunn band, man, and so we're fairly high caliber, and I'll offer my services to you for free.
IPC, you hear that? Here we go. Wait, let me just pull another video of his. Which is a good one here that I liked. There's a few of them I like, the vulnerability one, but what's one of the good ones here? Should I do the home one?
The character one's good. Yeah,
one?
do the intro.
Yeah, here we go. Here's a good one. Just give you a little of his okay, here it comes. Turned up, yeah.
Welcome on in, all you folks across the world, and just have full fire and brimstone and beautiful water tsunami waves inside myself today, and full grace and gratitude, and even a little bit of mercy feeling today of how we can use this technology to connect, and remind each other that we are the heart and soul of all that is going on with this fantastical technology. And the more we use it as a reflection tool and a tool to process and think with, wow. And today I'm showing you, taking you into the land of my illustrated world of Matsu, and one of my favorite things to do my whole life, and really been, in the past,
right on.
Rolling hill of the past, really just been loving doing my own kind of renditions of the Tatsu, the water serpent from the Eastern lands, and the representation of how Tatsu represents that creature and that humanity and that solidness of the love and heart center, and moving through life as a vehicle of feeling and emotion, and experiencing at a level of letting go of the thoughts, and giving forth to intellectual intelligence, right? And putting a hand in, the infinite love and wisdom that's available to all to guide us on, our path, our purpose, and most of all, our position, where we fit in and can contribute, and it's natural and organic, it's not forced, and it's socially, very well, and healthness, And I'd like to explore a quote today by Keith Haring. And Keith Haring says, "Art lives through the imaginations of the people who are seeing it." You know, without that contact, there is no art. And just so close to the way I am these days. You know, decided years and years ago to take the risk and, you know, go deep in myself and use these tools that have been given to me from my family, my heritage of, you know, what I call the warrior arts, which is all spectrum of the arts, you know, the deep, you know, ancient heritage we all have, which are basically were renewed by Africa Bambaataa and the hip hop culture. And then a lot of cultures that, you know, were inspired by that movement after, like, you know, the poetry slam movement and anything that would allow a lot of people to gather and connect through a certain art form, you know, that they found passion and found a level they would do it no matter if they were paid or not, and, you know, took it at different levels of advancing it and moving it forward. And so, you know, the art that lives to the imagination is people who are seeing it. And learn from one of my haiku mentors, you know, it's all about, you have to remember the last part of art, right, is sharing it. And I understand it takes a lot of courage and a lot of like strength inside yourself, and that's why, you know, a lot of times I like spending a lot of time, you know, not necessarily alone, but, you know, with people that are close to me, and you know, even through these electronic devices and connecting daily, or, you know, in person, you know, to go along for the whole experience and the ride. And you know, that's the intimacy I enjoy, because, you know, you got to surround yourself with people that understand your kind of your plight, and you know, make it possible to really reach that last part of the art, which is share. And I've been discovering lately that, you know, people really love the inside of you, and so you don't even have to really go through the whole process of completing it and going through that whole commercial dump of it and making it, you know, so polished beyond belief and have that kind of commercial hype. You can bring it to the point where you bring your story along and your struggles, and how, you know, even it was a beautiful struggle and an intense struggle, and you had to put a lot of compassion or passion or, you know, strength in directing your imagination and, you know, persisting that, you know, whatever you're going toward is going to fulfill itself. And that's what I give to Keith Haring for sure. And appreciate you watching the video. Without that contact, there's no art. So remember, everything you're doing, first, you know, take that dive deep and surround yourself with people that really understand your plight, and know that you're going to burst something that the world has never seen. And at first it's strange. It's, you know, whoa, what is that? But, you know, at the heart of it is when you just let it go, and then let the people that come in contact put it out there, put it in the avenues where the people are going to flock, and let them decide, you know, how that piece of art is going to live, and let it go, and be proud that you brought it into the world.
Love it.
Thank you for watching the video. I'll talk to you folks real soon. Peace.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
What's happening, my creative creatures? This is I Paint Creatures, also known as IPC. Welcome to the channel. And today's video is...
So yeah, guys, follow him, and we're with you, brother. I'm going to connect you with Tim so we can get further on book, movie design, and just help further your creativity. IPC.
May I say something real quickly?
Yes, yeah.
All right. I'm sorry I'm late. I had to bring my wife to medium care. I'm sitting outside of the little hospital, but I got to know Keith Haring fairly well, and he was such a cool guy, man. He non-assuming, just beautiful words would flow out of his being. It was like, damn, man, I wish I could be that cool. So that really intrigues me, man. I love what you're touching and where you're at, man. I love it. Absolutely love it.
It's very exciting. So we have a lot of work to do, Tim.
Yes, sir.
It's good. So that's it. So Jerome, I want you to see our vibe here. We're going to do this every month to really support a core group of popologists, male or female, rich or poor. And, you know, we're going to bring in high-end rock stars like Tom Morley, who I'm super excited that he sees vision of what our prospects are. And, you know, again, he for large projects of corporate expansion, he's our Pied Piper, without a doubt.
Cool.
And you know, I'm happy to be a mouse behind his flute. So we have some amazing opportunities. Go ahead, Tom.
I've been called a Pied Piper a lot in my life, so I know that it sticks. You know, that is what I do, and thank you for your kind of recognition of that, because I have a foot in both camps. I've got and firmly in analog land. I was born in 1954. My parents met in the war. It was all make, do, and mend, and how do we use this? There were still ration books in our drawers at home, you know. So I have a foot in that camp of growing up, climbing trees, falling out of them, and learning, you know, yeah, maybe do it a different way next time. You know, so, and then I have a foot in the AI camp, you know, because of music technology, got me into technology fast. I've been put out of business several times by technology, and I've also said, do you know what? I'll just learn it. The thing that's knocking, you know, drum machines, I'll learn how to program them. Go online, I'll learn how to do events online out of sync, you know. So I love this thing about Popology and being popular, and the word being this umbrella that we can harmonize around. You know, it's a global vision, but now we can have global visions. We're allowed, you know.
Yes.
And the thing is, it's not grandiose. It is just kind of all right. It's evolution, you know. We're just saying, you don't want to evolve, we'll evolve first, and then come with us when you feel a bit safer. But you're brave people. We're all brave people here, and we're in the vanguard. But we're in the vanguard of something that is destined to become. You know.
Right on.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to do a closing remarks, but before that, I'm going to do a little commercial just to make it slick. Only 40 seconds. And you've seen it's just a brain break. Here we go. So we're going to do our closing remarks. So who wants to start us with the first last words?
In a world where fashion, food, tech, and lifestyle.
Go ahead. I just want to say thank you guys first, to just say your attention is amazing, and we're going to really value this and do more and more and more. So go ahead, Jerome. I saw your mouth is starting to open. So
yeah, I just want to say I'm glad I took part in this, and enjoyed seeing you guys grow. I think it's going to grow really, really fast. 26, it's just going to go.
Right on.
The door's open, Jerome, to be involved. There's you know, maybe what I do is get a Zoom together with you and Oscar, because we're doing an investment front on the Popology International. And he's got one of the CEOs of Bonniers, a guy named Thomas Franzen. Bonniers is like the Viacom equivalent in Sweden, who's one of our board of directors. We just also brought on a guy named Niall Henson, who was one of the founders of MTV.
Hello? Oh, yeah,
Not
I've heard
John
of him.
Sykes, but Niall Henson. Streaming, he created Nickelodeon. He created what is it, Nickelodeon, the Movie Network channel, and some streaming stuff, and MTV. And he is one of our advisors as well. So we can have the excuse in our press to say ex-Apple, MTV, and Bonniers executives bring you Popology. So there's a really
Awesome.
interesting front we're going to do in the press, but maybe connecting you with them to just talk about any opportunities you might want to team up with us on and open up some opportunity for
Right.
your pocket as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, okay, so you would do age before beauty. That would be Tom or Diana.
Let me say something just while it followed on from what you were saying there, Jerome, I should say, is my meditation teacher says, you're not going to stop the mind. Anyone who says, clear your mind, don't follow them. They don't know what they're talking about. What you have to do, is give the mind something more attractive to concentrate on. So it could be a vision, could be a sanctuary you create, or it could be a beautiful flower, you know. So I think what you're doing at Popology is, in a world of distraction, it's very colorful, lots of rabbit holes, you're saying, come over here. This is more beautiful. It's got more integrity. It's got more use in the world. It's got more financial integrity. Come over here. And I like being part of that. So thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely, Tom. To pick up on your notion there, guys, I always thought that myself. Meditation, clear the mind. Unless you're a vegetable, that's not easy. There is a concept called radical clarity. I urge you to look that up. All radical clarity means is you're full with purpose, you're clear on why you're here, and there's no waver. And that's as much as being mindful and centered in a global inner peace kind of vibe. And I feel like we all have that. I felt like centered focus from everyone here. That is really exciting. So Diana, we could switch chairs so you could have words too. IPC, Tim, Bernie, you guys want to do your last words and your
Sure,
thoughts?
Joe. So, Joe, I just want to thank you publicly on this platform today. Who knew a chance meeting in London would have turned out to have like a 20-year relationship, and for it to evolve into tapping into some of my skills, and we building a sort of like a beautiful friendship over the years. I really appreciate it, and also to your wife Diana. Pleased to meet you guys, and I hope to see you guys soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for attending and thank you for your participation. Yes, this would be awesome to do on a monthly basis. I will do more to market and bring more people onto the platform so that we can just help as many as we can. And that's it. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What's Tim going to say?
You know, I've probably spoken too much already. But I'm really excited about the possibilities. And one thing about that cat, the MTV cat, is that we want to embrace the Nickelodeon brand too, because we're really looking for young people who are in their 20s now that grew up with that. And that we want to make sure that we tap into that. I believe that could be a really valuable resource. I'm just thankful to be here today. That it's just that simple. I'm blessed to have really good people in my circle and throughout my life who have walked with me on my journey. And I'm probably one of the older cats too. I was born in '60, and but the heart of a 12-year-old that just wants to learn more every day. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this, and any input from anyone I will accept gracefully and humbly. Thank you.
So we play another Tom Morley AI piece.
Yeah.
Let me. I'm gonna play. We're gonna close out with a Tom Morley AI Popology edit as well. Is that good? Let me see. Let me just make sure I got it here. Boy, we got some good ones. Okay, not that one.
Joe, you're doing a great job as switcher.
You know, I fancy. I always wanted to have my own TV network.
Now you have it.
Yeah, we are. That's the idea here. Let me see. We have, well, okay, here we go. Videos. Here we go. We are sharing. So many good ones, guys. Oh, here we go. Oh, here's a good one. Hold on. We're going to get to Tom's, but let me just show you this real quick. Share. Okay. Just first, I want you to hear this poem. Real short. It's only 55 seconds.
Popology's here, the science of pop, where trends never fade and buzz doesn't stop. A gamified world where content can shine. Broadcast your voice, let it truly align. With blockchain in place, it's easy to see. We measure what's real with transparency. From popcasts to streams, influencers rise, mining rewards right before your eyes. Patents protected, ideas set free, Popology powers creativity. It's more than a network, more than a trend, it shapes what's popular, start to the end. So join the movement, come take a look, rewrite the future, not just Facebook. With data and dreams, we rise as we be. A new world awaits with Popology.
Popology, Popology. Where's the new place to be? Where's the new place to be? Popology, Popology.
Here we go. That was a good one. I would find that. I love that song.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's that song that Tom made, Popology. I want to find that because it's a really cool song.
Was that last piece you just played, Tom's?
Yeah, that little clip.
Yeah, right on, man. Right on.
He's done some really fun stuff. Digital Rebel, it's all about you. Is this the song? Maybe this is it right here. Let's see. I think this is it. Here we go. I think this is it. This is another one of the songs. But this is another one.
Step into the wild, the game flips tonight. Creators rising up, shining so bright. Popology's the wave, ride it to the shore. The future's unlocked, we're kicking down doors. A chain made of blocks, not a prison, it's free. Your content's your power, can't you see? No middleman to take, we reframe the scene. Old rules crumble, now it's the dream. Popology's the call, the sound of change. Flipping the world, yeah, it's feeling strange. Your voice, your life, your rights in your hands. The blockchain beats where the future stands.
You gotta AI this.
Poetry's the call, the sound of change, flipping the world. Yeah, it's feeling strange. Your voice, your life, your rights in your hands. The blockchain beats where the future stands. Algorithms bow, your art's in the lead. Each share, each like feeding your feed. Authentic and bold, no tricks in disguise. This is evolution right before our eyes. Goodbye to
Popology because popular is your joy, not theirs.
Guys, there you go. That's probably enough for your brains right now.
Right on, man.
Just thank you. Yes. We have such great creative to do in front of us, and thank you so much. Tom, we're gonna lead this up again next month. And IPC, Jerome, I hope you're here with us. Bernie.
Yep.
Thank you
Yep.
guys.
All right. Thanks,
Happy
guys.
Father's Day. There's
Happy
a real
Father's Day to
male-
everyone too. Yes.
There's a beautiful male energy here too, and it's all, we're all pops. We're all pops.
Stay safe, everyone.
All right. Same to you.
Thank you, Tom. You look great. I love that hat, man.
Yeah, me too.
That's what you need. You need this your own signature of top hats offered to the world. That's the next look.
But it's
All right,
coming.
guys.
I'm writing
Yes,
a
sir.
book, and all these things will be available in the book. It should
Yes,
be out
sir.
in two months. Yeah.
All
Take
right.
care. Great to see you.
See you soon,
All
guys.
right, peace, man.